So I did my little channel for you and I got you inside a box that you did not want to be in. Then this card fell out. King of Cups, maintain calm. Of course, you are the captain of your own ship, but you're more than that. You're actually a fish, as am I. I'm a double Pisces. Let me know in the comments your astrology, because I'm always fascinated by Pisces. Let me know if you're a February or a March as well. So, feelings and emotions run high. This is your June 2026 tarot, by the way. Feelings and emotions run high. That's nothing too new for us fishies. That's just the way we are. But there is something where you're kind of a bit trapped. Tell us more, please, about the trapping bit. Bloody hell, okay. We get Temperance and the Hierophant. Two major arcana energies. Find balance and moderation. Of course, temperance. Temperance. Can't speak 'cause it's very hot today, Pisces. How are you finding it where you are? Let me know in the comments. Normally I'm good with heat, but are Pisces good with heat? I think we melt, actually. I'm melting. This card is telling us to have a sense of moderation, okay? I think with two fish, we're good at having different points of view, but maybe not so good at finding that middle ground. But then we also have the Hierophant, which says follow the rules. But of course, I don't think Pisces ever does. And I'm going to say swim in the other direction. Don't follow the rules. Whatever it's going to take to get you out of whatever the restriction, that box it represents for you, is not going to be playing fair and being nice. Okay? Pisces, and let me know this in the comments as well, by tradition, is a people pleaser. Ooh, yes. The Knight of Cups. Just love, I mean, anyone, if they want to come at me with a, that sounded a bit wrong. If they want to turn up with a neon unicorn horn horse and some kind of neon glowing cocktail, they're halfway there. Okay, let's just say, that's not bad, is it? That's not garage flowers and a box of lint balls, is it now? Anyway, Knight of Cups. So this is, it can be good. It's an offer coming in. It can be something to do with relationships. We're looking at love and relationships in the second half of this reading. But it can also be about something you love, something you want, something you cherish, something you desire, something that means a lot to you. You could be offering to someone else, but I feel like this vibe is something comes into you. But at the same time, I feel that while this is a, in inverted commas, good offer, it triggers you in some way. It possibly makes you reassess whether you're trapped into saying yes. It's an interesting thing. And temperance then becomes less about moderation and more about weighing up both sides. Okay? So emotions run high with the King of Cups. We're weighing things up. We've got that thing that Pisces has, that sort of weird, I don't know, Pisces lives are quite eccentric, aren't they? Our energy is quite eccentric. And I think Pisces has access quite a lot of the time to whatever you want to call the other realm of magic and weirdness and 5D and all the other, I don't know, stuff that when I met a Pisces the other week, I just sat down and said, you're a Pisces. It wasn't just so much the swimmy eyes, but just the fact that within 5 seconds of meeting this person, they had said, well, I said something about German philosophy, okay, like Kierkegaard and Hegel and Kant, and they had studied it too. And I'm like, we're both Pisces, aren't we? Because that's the kind of irrelevant stuff that we're into, isn't it? We love all that irrelevant stuff. Why did you do a degree in X, Y, or Z? You're like, because I'm interested in it. Knew that there was no chance I would ever get a steady job. That's Pisces. Then we get the Eight of Cups. And this is where a reading that was hedging its bets now kind of comes into its own. I'm going to write that down. No more hedging your bets. Pisces, we are the worst, probably because we have the two fish going in different directions, for umming and ahhing, hedging our bets, not sometimes getting ourselves into situations we don't particularly want to be in, with people, in jobs we don't like, in relationships that we perhaps shouldn't be in, for whatever reason. That's the box. That's the boxing in thing. The Eight of Cups is like, look here, I don't care how good, I mean, I do care a bit, but I'm, our higher selves, okay, I am impressed by the neon drinks. I'm just going to say it, okay? I'm impressed by the neon drinks. I'm impressed by the decent eyes, the fruit slices, the umbrella. I'm quite low maintenance. Lots of Pisces are. But this is saying, and the Eight of Cups always says this, notwithstanding the cups that are always in the foreground of the card, I am still putting distance between me and you, or me and your energy. Go on, girl, let me go. Sorry about that. My cat was just half and half. I just thought if I just went, go on, off you go. But it startled her. She's a Pisces, actually. You're a Pisces, aren't you, girl? Go on, make your mind up, you see? Yeah, the neon drinks excite us, okay? So put in place for that whatever you get excited about. And it could be to do with love and relationships. I'm kind of leaning towards that a bit. It could also be to do with friendships, any kind of relationships or job relationships. But either way, something is making you become the captain of your own ship. Okay? Captain your own ship. It's not something we like to do as Pisceans. We're not born leaders, although there have been interesting leaders like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a Pisces. Sorry about that. Something just went weird with my camera. Yeah, I mean, Steve Jobs, a kind of reluctant leader, So Pisces will do it, but it's not like we're gagging to get the captain's uniform and like, let me steer the ship. It's a bit more like, let me drink the neon drinks and you steer the ship. But this is different. There is sufficient going on here. Yeah, this. There is sufficient going on here that, as the late, great Linda Goodman says, Pisces starts to sharpen their pencil. And we can do that, can't we, Pisceans? Let me know. And by the way, if this is really tooting your horn, or what is the Pisces equivalent? I don't know. Do hype the video. So with the hype button, it's kind of hiding. If you go on your phone and you go to the like button, and by there's the comments, first comments, or around where it says comments, slide it to the left. Slide to the left. And then you will find, I'm not going to stop doing this now, you'll find the hype button and you can hype this video. Okay. This is not our element. It's an ace. You can see it from the visual of the card. By the way, these cards are ace, aren't they? They are the Neon Tarot, which I think are very Piscean. It feels like a power move. And we're not big into those. But like Linda Goodman said, if we must sharpen our pencil, we will. Okay? So, yeah. Once you create that distance, writing that down, it all falls into place. But you're not going to feel like doing it because you're going to feel like a bit, I don't know, like we always do. We were like, oh, I don't know if I want any trouble. I don't know if I want to push it. Do you know what I also get for you? Push it or it will be pushed for you and then you won't get to choose. The waggly finger is out, Pisces. Along with your Ace of Wands, you're getting that gorgeous 1980s Miami Vice kind of a Three of Wands card. I love this. Absolutely gorgeous. Love me a cityscape. Love me a bit of neon. Okay, let's look at love and relationships. Why do I think this is going to be really full on? I do a bit, so let's try it. I'm looking, that's what I want. Looking for you, Enchanted Veil Oracle. Tell us about love and relationships. Love and relationships. For Pisces. I would say, and I don't know if you agree, let me know. Pisces only exists in relationship to other things. That's a weird one, and we're getting philosophical. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like we are just an adjunct of other things. Sorry, I've got a weird label. You know, you get like a label thing and you're like, mental note, I am going to burn this when the reading is over. It's not like we only exist as a sort of add-on. I was going to say strap-on then. Oh my God. What in the Benny Hill's going on today? It's the heat. I tell you, it's the heat. But we are, if you think of Pisces as being reflective in terms of like a mirror or fish scales, we do kind of colour our identity by the people who are around us or the things that are around us. So I don't know why I need to say that at the beginning of this stuff about relationships that we're going to do, but I do, okay? And I have a feeling, and this is always a big challenge for Pisces, single, coupled or otherwise, right? I have a feeling that we're coming up to one of those times that we do in the Piscean calendar, where we have to a certain extent, assert our identity. That's what that Ace of Wands is. Rather than go along with something or take the energy from elsewhere. We have to create the energy ourselves. And that is something we can find a bit exhausting. Okay. Ooh. I would switch my fan on, but I can't, because otherwise all you can hear is all the way through the reading. We've got the Four of Cups. Is this you or is this someone else? That's what I want to know, and I'm going to take a card for that. Is this them or is this someone else? Got two cards for you here. No, it's you. Whew. Seven of Pentacles, itchy nose, with the Ten of Wands. That's pressure. Think being stuck in that box. Fish don't do well in boxes, that's for sure. And I also got as well for us, Pisces are freedom junkies. That was the other thing I got in the channeling before the reading. And it's weird because it seems like Pisces is always looking for commitment. And in a way we kind of are. But at the same time, we are, it's not just that we want freedom, we absolutely need it. And that is competing with your desire to also have some kind of, I don't know, commitment, I suppose is the word. So, we have pressure, we have doing something that Pisceans do, which is pondering. I'm going to call that pondering. We also have the Five of Swords, which is Venus in Aquarius. Quite a lot of Pisceans do have Venus in Aquarius. I do. I think you do, Tracy, if you're watching this. And a couple of the others of you do too, I know. This feels like some kind of battle of words or battle of mental something. It's hard to explain, but we will get there. It feels like not a miscommunication, but it's like a mental block, literally, between you and someone else, or a communication block. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is working together, being on the same page, being together in the practical sense. Can this make sense in the real world? Can we build something together? But before you even ask that question, something else needs to be established. We've got the Star, which I just love the Star anyway. It's such a gorgeous card. Some of you, of course, might be dealing with an Aquarius with the Star. But also, it's about your dreams and desires and what you will admit to yourself in terms of what it takes for you to have commitment, but also freedom. And for some of you, that freedom is freedom from worry. If you're dealing with somebody who isn't perhaps being completely upfront with you, or isn't reassuring enough, or just that your fish senses, I want to call them spidey senses, but they're not, are they? They're sort of fins, your twitchy fins are just telling you that there may be something about this that you can't quite trust. Then the Emperor, action, initiation. Some of you may be dealing with someone who is not initiating enough for you to be able to feel safe. Pisces needs all the freedom, but to feel safe at the same time. We're not asking for much, are we? But we're worth it. Yeah. What are you doing there? Like I don't know. Okay. We've got a lot of divine masculine jiggery pokery here, all right? We've got the Emperor, who is, that Aries kind of feeling, that leader. They say something, they declare what they want. Bingo. But we then also have the King of Pentacles. Can I rely on you? Can I build something with you? Can we actually do something in the 3D? Do we fit? Do we work? Are you reliable? Do you have a job? Pisces, for me, and let me know in the comments, is the sign for attracting. Pisces always looks like they don't have a job, okay? You can never quite work out what a Pisces is doing. But personally, I think Pisces has a pretty good work rate. It just doesn't look the same as when other people are doing hard work. So Pisces will do... I used to work in a place where we were all Pisces, like an office where we were all Pisces. And you would have gone in there and just thought we were nuts, and that nothing ever got done. But actually everything got done, but in everybody's own weird and individual way. The place quietly ran like clockwork, but the clock wasn't a normal time clock. It was like a weird Back to the Future. We'll bend our time how we like, thank you. You won't understand it, but the work will get done. So I feel like Pisces attracts people who don't have a job. You gotta let me know in the comments, because I know I'm talking to some of you here. The waifs and the strays. And I'm not saying everyone has to have a job all the time. Well, it does help, but you have to have a plan of something worked out, don't you? You've got to support yourself somehow. And no, it doesn't have to be a 9 to 5, or it can be if you want it to be, but whatever it is, you need some kind of a plan, unless you've got an amazing trust fund. If only, hey? So Pisces can find people very interesting, and lots of very interesting people don't have jobs. But there also comes a line when you need to feel safe as a Pisces. And sometimes that's not good. Pisces nervous system is very trigger happy. And I just feel for some of you, either you're not getting enough communication from someone, or they are not perhaps in charge of their own life enough that you can feel that you can feel reassured by that. Let me know in the comments. Now, this guy was hanging around at the bottom, King of Swords. Some of you are dealing with somebody who is holding out on you in terms of communication and in terms of talking about their feelings. And the weird thing about Pisces, because the other king we have here is you, but you're coming up as with King of Cups energy. You know, we got the King of Pentacles. The only one we haven't got here is the King of Wands, and that might be in the extended. There will be an extended love reading, by the way, which will be you and me side by side. So I do you and I do your person side by side. I choose a deck for you, a deck for them, and then we have like a bridge card in between. It gets very channely and weird, and we kind of take it to the next level and get granular. But for now, we've got all the kings except the King of Wands. Honestly, the hunch that I'm getting is that someone needs to step up in order for you to feel safe. I'm going to write that down. And don't apologize for that. Pisces often masks their needs. And I don't know why that is, but we do. I do know why that is. We mask our needs if we feel they're going to put someone else out or hurt someone else, because we're very conscious and very empathetic. Pisces empathy is kind of our greatest asset and our worst enemy at the same time. And then we have the Six of Cups. And when I get the Six of Cups just sneaking in there at the end, there is something about your connection to somebody that is a bit inexplicable, a bit opaque. And it can also be that you have ties to this person that are just a bit like telepathy. And that is a lot to deal with, because nothing begins or ends for Pisceans. It just all keeps going. And that can be quite intense. So I feel there is some sort of intense connection between you and this person, but also there is a resistance to access for you with this person in some way that you need in order to feel safe, okay? And you may need to create distance. You've got the Eight of Cups. You could even be split up from somebody already in separation. But you need to, however much you like the neon drinks, the sparkle of whatever it is, the allure, the chemistry, whatever, you may need some time out or to put some distance, especially if you want that clarity about whether they can step up in the way that you need them to in order for you to feel safe. We got there. I nearly melted. I'm going to go and do the extended reading. It's going to be interesting choosing the decks, I think, for you lot. And we will get very granular about this. The link is below the video. See you on the other side. Don't go changing, fishes, but I know you will. Namaste.